How do genetic predispositions influence bird migration? If you've ever wondered how birds manage to migrate thousands of miles each year with such precision, you're about to uncover some fascinating answers. The question is, how do genetic predispositions influence bird migration? To start, it's clear that genetics play a significant role in the migratory behaviors of birds. Research has shown that the drive for birds to migrate is at least partially genetic. For example, studies on golden-winged and blue-winged warblers have identified specific genes associated with their migratory patterns. One particular gene was found to be linked to the final wintering destination of these warblers, highlighting the genetic basis of their migration. These genetic influences are not limited to just a few species. Across various bird populations, genetic differences are a key factor in determining migratory behavior. For instance, experiments with Eurasian blackcaps have shown that when birds from different migratory populations are crossbred, their offspring will migrate an intermediate distance and in an intermediate direction. This demonstrates that migratory patterns can be passed down and modified across generations. The genetic makeup of birds affects many aspects of their migratory performance, including timing, migratory routes, and the ability to adjust to environmental cues. Some bird species have a prescribed set of genes related to migration and navigation, which allows them to undertake long journeys with remarkable accuracy. These genes control the bird's ability to find their way across vast distances, even when they are reared in captivity and have never made the journey before. The concept of a migration threshold is also important here. This threshold determines whether migratory behavior is expressed in a bird. If the genetic propensity to migrate is above this threshold, the bird will migrate. Otherwise, it will not. This model explains why some resident populations may still have hidden genetic variation for migratory traits, which can be expressed under certain conditions. In addition, the genetic program for migration is often intertwined with other traits of the annual cycle, such as orientation mechanisms and the response to photoperiod. This means that birds are genetically programmed to leave their breeding grounds before conditions deteriorate, allowing them to build up energy reserves and survive the journey. The adaptability of these genetic traits is also noteworthy. For example, the housefinch, a species introduced to eastern North America, rapidly evolved new migratory patterns within a few generations. This flexibility in genetic adaptation is crucial for birds to cope with environmental changes such as climate change and deforestation. In summary, genetic predispositions are the backbone of bird migration. They determine the migratory routes, timing, and navigational abilities of birds, and these traits can be passed down through generations. Understanding these genetic influences is not only fascinating but also crucial for conservation efforts in a rapidly changing world.